visuals of a live rescue operation where armed forces personnel seem to be bringing in the injured people from the flood affected area, taking them to the helicopters that have finally reached to rescue them, to evacuate them there. We're getting visuals from the rescue site where the Chief Minister is also meeting with the officials who are monitoring the site. We're also getting these visuals of people who've finally been rescued, they're getting medical treatment, and those who are severely injured are being airlifted. The helicopters have reached the flood affected area to start with the airlifting and rescue operation. Remember, this is an area which has also been seeing bad weather since yesterday, and that is why there was a delay in the choppers reaching the area. But right now we are getting visuals of the rescue personnel who are getting people who've been brought in via ambulances. There are at least there are multiple ambulances and multiple injured people that have been brought to the helicopter, to the helipad, and the medevac helicopter is finally there. We're getting you live visuals from the area where the people who've been injured, who've been rescued from the flood waters, from the damaged village area are being evacuated. Anjali continues to be with me. Anjali, we are getting these visuals now of people getting rescued. Some relief is now reaching the affected area, affected Dharali area. What more are you picking up from your sources? What other information are you getting about what is happening at the site?
See, it is quite important that the air services have started, because when we don't have a road connection, that is the only means to reach the affected people. Now, here the affected people do not only mean the Dharali people. Mind you, there are a lot of small villages that would have been cut off completely after the road got swept away. So those people need to be taken out, evacuated and brought to safer places, because weather is not to be trusted right now, especially in the hilly regions. The monsoons can be they can, you cannot predict them. So sometimes, the water can be just a pleasant surprise, and sometimes it can just bring death. So currently, the area around Dharali also, a lot of people will be evacuated, and thankfully, if the chopper services have started, firstly, the SDRF, we had heard earlier, the supplies were being taken. So if that has started, this is a huge achievement for the rescue team, and we should assume that the tandem approach of the foot soldiers and the airlifting should bring about some relief to the people who are stranded and are waiting for rescue or relief supplies.
Anjali, if you can tell us a little more about the area. You've been talking about how it is not just Dharali, but several nearby villages which have also probably been affected and cut off by this flood that has come in just yesterday. You were also talking about the landslides all over the state and national highway, which are impacting the rescue and relief operations. Can you tell us a little more about what you've been picking up on your way to Dharali?
Yes, Anisha. So to understand this, you have to understand Uttarakhand. It is a sensitive ecosystem, and as I said before, this is a yearly story where we see landslides happening on the roads of Uttarakhand, and we have seen this for years. And there is an immediate solution for an acute situation, which we see in terms of JCB and earth movers, as I told you before. And that gets sorted at that point of time. But there is another situation that we saw yesterday. Now, what we saw yesterday is a situation that has come up because of apathy. And that apathy is from people, from government, and our complete lack of respect for the nature. So, what we saw, the sweeping down of that entire column of water, till now, we do not really have confirmed information. Earlier, it was said that it is a cloudburst, but the kind of column of water and gravel and the velocity of the water that we saw, it most likely was more than that. And that is what is being debated by the scientists right now. And we had the National Disaster Management Agency's advisors saying that there is a possibility that there might be something more than that. So it could be that the glaciers that move back due to global warming, due to intervention of humans, they move back, they melt, they leave a lot of water that gets trapped in small pockets, and then eventually one day it all just comes down. So all this can only be countered by one system, and that is an proper early warning system. We need our country, our governments to invest in that, because all these upper reaches, they do not have proper weather stations as well. And that is the shocking part. So when you don't even have proper weather stations, how will you have an early warning system? And you can have that. And with AI models now at our disposal, this can be something that we can avoid.
Well, Anjali, clearly this is something that these are serious questions that we will have to ask the government, both of the state and at the center, because when we are seeing this kind of rampant construction, if you see the visuals from yesterday's flash flood as well, the entire area near the river, right next to the river, is full of heavy construction. Whether or not the hills can take that kind of construction, whether or not we should be allowing that kind of construction activity in these very fragile ecosystems, that is a question that needs to be asked. And Anjali, as you were just talking about the early warning systems, you've been speaking to the NDRF, SDRF officials, you've been speaking to the environment experts. What else are you picking up from them?
See, currently what we are hearing is that the NDRF and the SDRF have started their operation by marching towards the affected area, but there are certain patches of roads or breakdown of what we would say transport that needs to be patched. Currently, we are at Maneri in Uttarkashi, and the police right now is asking us where we're going. So, but for sure, they have to take an account of who all are going to that affected area, because of course we do not want crowding in that area. But the NDRF and SDRF team, along with the army, which is already present over there, 150 personnel already boots on the ground. That is a huge achievement, and ITBP, because they were already stationed there. So that is something. Once they start working in tandem, once the foot soldiers of the NDRF and SDRF reaches there, it's going to be a huge relief for us. So we are currently waiting on that information only. Once that happens, this is going to be a much fast-paced operation than what we have seen since yesterday.
All right, thank you for that perspective, Anjali Istwal. A lot of questions are being asked about the rampant construction and buildings in the hills. What exactly happened with this operation? Why exactly are we facing this kind of fury from nature?